I would like to just add that China has donated several vaccines to several countries, but it is only the donation made to the Philippines that was carried by a Chinese government plane. Yung iba kinukuha doon sa China, dito hinatid sa atin.
The vaccines have arrived, and with that, the country's vaccination program officially kicks off today. Some of the cabinet members are set to receive SINOVAC shots in public, but while President Duterte is skipping the Chinese-made vaccines, he has issued another challenge to his critics, including Vice President Leni Robredo.
Siya mayong apurado, siya ang mauna. Ako, I cannot just decide. She's young. I am not. I have to defer to my doctor. But I said, on the matter of getting the vaccine, it is my self-preservation will be at issue. Kailangan ko pabakuna. Ano bang problema nila sa bakuna na talaga magpabakuna man ako? If I do not want to die and get COVID, I should get one. I go around a lot. I meet so many people on any given trip outside. Bakit dadramahin pa yan? Sino mauna siya?
Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. The government's vaccination plan kicks off today, following the arrival of the very first shots yesterday. But with some health workers and President Duterte himself begging off to wait for a different vaccine brand, there is still some confusion as to who will get inoculated first. Camille Samonte has the rest of the story.
After several months of delay, the Philippines received its first shipment of COVID-19 vaccines on Sunday. The Chinese military aircraft landed at the Villamor Air Base in Pasay City around 4:10 in the afternoon. The aircraft is carrying 600,000 doses of SINOVAC vaccine donated by the government of China. 100,000 doses are allocated for Armed Forces of the Philippines, while 500,000 doses are for the health workers. 300,000 other civilians, meanwhile, will be inoculated. Each of the crates were sanitized while being unloaded from the aircraft. These were immediately loaded to refrigerated container vans and were delivered to the health department's facility in Marikina. President Duterte, together with some cabinet members and officials from Chinese embassy, witnessed the arrival of the vaccines. Duterte expressed his gratitude and optimism that the Philippines would emerge victorious in its fight against COVID-19 pandemic.
And I would like to just add that China has donated several vaccines to several countries. But it is only the donation made to the Philippines that was carried by a Chinese government plane. Yung iba kinukuha doon sa China, dito hinatid sa atin.
Chinese Ambassador Huang Xilian noted that vaccine donation reflects a strong bilateral relationship between China and Philippines.
This not only shows the solidarity and friendship between our two countries and two peoples, but also signifies the intent of both militaries in fighting against COVID-19 and deepening our defense cooperation.
The arrival of the Chinese-made vaccines will allow the Philippine government to kickstart its COVID-19 vaccination program today. But President Duterte said he is waiting to be inoculated with a different brand as advised by his doctor. He also dared Vice President Leni Robredo to get vaccinated first, as she is more qualified to get inoculated with SINOVAC vaccine. The president said he has to be wary of the vaccine he will get since he will already be turning 77 years old next month. SINOVAC shots are only recommended for clinically healthy individuals between ages 18 and 59 years old.
Ano bang problema nila sa bakuna na talaga magpabakuna man ako? If I do not want to die and get COVID, I should get one. I go around a lot. I meet so many people on any given trip outside. Bakit dadramahin pa yan? Sinong mauna sino?
Despite not planning to receive it himself, Duterte has guaranteed the safety and effectiveness of SINOVAC vaccines. He also stressed that health workers can wait for another brand of vaccine if they don't want to be inoculated with SINOVAC shots. This comes after health workers and experts voiced out their concerns on CoronaVac because it yielded only a little over 50% efficacy rate during clinical trials.
Kung ayaw nila ng Sinovac, maghintay sila in a few days. There has been quite a... basta I was assured that it would be coming within the next few days. Di yun ang gusto nila. They have a choice. About it na nga nag-donate ang magmagandang loob ng China. Eh sige, reklamo. Sinabi ko na ang rason, walang supply. Ginusto ko man magnakaw, ginusto ko man magbili, wala eh.
As the vaccine rollout begins, the president is also reconsidering to place Metro Manila under modified general community quarantine. Duterte said he may consider opening the economy further once the country gets at least 2 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines. He pointed out Filipinos will only perish if the economy is still not open due to the COVID-19 pandemic. For News 5, Camille Samonte, we are One News.
Now that SINOVAC shots have finally arrived, the government is set to hold public vaccinations of key government officials later today. Palace spokesperson Harry Roque and vaccine czar Carlito Galvez, along with other officials, will be the first to be inoculated with a Chinese-made vaccine. The first round of symbolic vaccinations will begin at around 9 a.m. in 6 hospitals across Metro Manila. Infectious disease specialist and VOST PCHRD Executive Director Dr. Jaime Montoya hopes that this act will increase vaccine confidence among Filipinos.
I do believe that seeing our leaders and some of our government officials be vaccinated would help set a good example to our people, especially those who are undecided to be vaccinated.
However, Malacanang confirmed that President Duterte will not be among the first to receive SINOVAC vaccines.
He will not be amongst the first. He is waiting for his doctor's OCTA, and so he will not be amongst the first tomorrow.
After arriving at the Villamor Air Base, the SINOVAC vaccines have been transported to the Metropack Movers cold storage facility in Marikina City. Mayor Marcy Teodoro, along with health department officials, welcomed the arrival of the shots. 600,000 SINOVAC doses have been kept at the facility at a temperature of 2 to 8 degrees Celsius. However, authorities have yet to announce the allocation for priority hospitals. MMDA Chairman Benhur Abalos assures the public that they are ready for the shipment of vaccines to the hospitals. Abalos also confirmed that he is part of the symbolic vaccination of SINOVAC shots later today. But the rest of the MMDA personnel will have to wait for the arrival of another vaccine brand, AstraZeneca.
There was an advance payment already made by MMDA, so we're just waiting for the delivery.
Speaking of which, the expected arrival of AstraZeneca shots in the country today will no longer push through. it was earlier announced that over 500,000 vaccine doses that had been committed by the WHO to the Philippines would arrive today. But officials are now saying we'll have to wait another week or so for the shots made by the British-Swedish pharmaceutical firm.
Sabi ng WHO, nagkakaproblema sila sa supply, no?
Okay.
So, baanta daw ng mga 1 linggo.
Okay.
We understand kasi alam naman natin na nakita natin talaga yung napakataas ng global demand. And then nakikita natin na talagang yung supply ng AstraZeneca at saka yung other western brands, talagang nakikita natin talagang pinag-aagawan yan eh. So we have to understand yung Govt. We really understand kasi nakita natin yung logistical strain ng ating Govt facility considering that talagang yung mga vaccination ngayon globally is talaga nag-accelerate. So we understand, we will just wait.
Here are the biggest stories from the dailies. The Philippine Star reports that some key government officials are also included in the symbolic vaccination program of SINOVAC shots today. That's on top of Manila Mayor Isko Moreno, FDA Director General Eric Domingo, and AFP Chief of Staff Cirilito Sobejana. The OCTA research team expects COVID-19 cases in the Philippines to reach up to 2,500 per day. That is if the latest trend of COVID cases continue. The group told Filipino Star ngayon that several factors could have affected the uptrend, including the Chinese New Year and Valentine's Day celebrations, as well as public negligence. And this from Pangmasa, foreigners with Philippine visas may now renew their re-entry permits. That is according to Immigration Commissioner Jaime Morente. These re-entry permits serve as permanent resident certificates for foreign nationals. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us later at 10 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. We're One News.